We are back. I know y'all missed us. It's been a while, but
Yes.
the Open Tabs podcast has returned. I've used your brother, Calvin Miles Smith III, aka Uncle Rico, tonight, and with my main man Joe Carlos. Joe, what it is?
Nothing much, Doc. It's so good to be with you, man. Hope you can hear me. Hope everybody can hear me out there. And the microphone. It's been a while. I ain't used this mic in a minute.
Yeah,
I
had to reconfigure. I had to figure some things out. It's been a while.
It's been a while, but we here because the most got us here, and so it's just good to be with you, brother. We did not plan the blue. The blue is not planned. No. I'm kind of wearing. We're kind of wearing. This is kind of like Lions blue.
It is like the Honolulu blue. Yeah. You know, there you go. I got a good Lions education from the homie Jeff. You know, he schooled me. I had no idea that there was a name for the color blue that they wear, but yeah.
Well, there's always a name.
Yeah, I'm the guy. Much to the chagrin of any woman I've been with. Taupe. All these different colors. They're all like shades of red.
Why are you sound so angry at taupe? Like what did taupe? Taupe. When you said taupe. No, you said taupe. You said it with a great deal of concern. Taupe.
Yeah. Well,
like it doesn't get to call itself a color or something like that.
It comes
from how it sounded.
It comes from my rack room shoes days of when women would come in asking for mushrooms in taupe. I'm like, I mean, do you really want taupe? Why don't you want lavender? Why don't you want the other various shades? Why is taupe the one that's always sold out? I
almost bought an army. Look, the Banana Republic's having a Friends at Banana Republic factory. Yeah. Having a Friends and Family right now. I almost bought an army green quilted jacket tonight. You could call it taupe, depending on the light that you're in. I'm happy to send you the email. No code needed on there.
Oh, well.
Yes, everything 50% off. But I do understand, and I too, like you, I didn't work at a fancy place like that. I worked at Shoe World in the West End. But I too sing America. Okay, so I do recall. For us, it was like thigh-high boots. They wanted thigh-high boots.
I remember those boxes would come in. Those big long boxes. Yeah, man. Yeah.
And in the back, we had one guy. Actually, he was a manager. He could dye your shoes for you.
Huh.
So it was like Wallaby. It was like Iron Man.
All right, you
25-year anniversary. It was like Iron Man.
Hey, Joe, you know them dates, man.
Iron Man.
You die. All you die is this shit right here. But it'd be like blue and cream.
It do. It does.
Woo!
I'd be in the back, like having my lunch on my late lunch break. And just all these colors and dyes. I'm like, should I be eating back here? They had Muzak, they had long play tapes. Muzak. No, that wasn't Muzak, but it was this long play tape machine. It was wild. It looked like a regular tape, but it could play for like 10 hours. It'd be like, I mean, crazy. You knew every song.
Well,
I was playing. Bobby Carpenter.
My manager Aubrey had it set to jazz flavors. That was what we listened to on a regular basis. Was jazz flavors with Spyro Gyra and Boney James and
Boney James. Hey, bro. Yeah, hey. I got a lot of love for Bob James, Boney James, Dave Koz. A lot of Dave Koz.
Yeah. Candy Duffer.
Hey, all the David Sam and the King David Sanborn.
Yes,
King David.
Yes. King David.
Yeah. And of course, Mr. Kenneth Ginsburg.
Yes. He has the curly hair.
Yes, of course. Mr. Kenneth Ginsburg. Yeah.
Joe, I'm starting to GoFundMe for some new headphones. The Apple. My sister Shay has these the AirPod Pros, the noise canceling joints. Hey man, Netflix be doing a thing, man. Because she has the finest accoutrement.
Well, you gotta be able to truly, appreciate the art form, and you got to be able to hear everything to make sure everything's right.
Sure.
Because there's people out there like us We're gonna pay attention to every little thing. So if the sound's not right and if things are right,
Shout out to Amanda Fontenot. She's gonna hear everything, and she's going to tell me later.
Okay. Shout out to Amanda Fontenot because Calvin said it. Said it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. She's that person. She hears it. She hears it all.
We gotta love it. And we appreciate that. We need that kind of QC. Yeah, man. Season 3.
Hey, man. I'm excited about season 3, man. I hit up one of our future guests for a future episode today, just to make sure they were in. Hey, look, man, we got some bangers. We got some ones that are some for us. We got some for y'all. You know what I mean? I heard y'all's voices, man. People ask for certain things. I'm pretty oppositional defiant, so sometimes you ask for something that's going to guarantee it doesn't get done. But
like yelling at the band, like in this movie.
Yeah, like in this movie.
Let me hear the stranger.
Right, exactly. We are
we're 80s Billy Joel.
80s Billy Joel. Hey, but I'm so excited. I am so excited. And this movie, we couldn't start with a better movie. Hey, look, man.
No, this is beautiful.
This is a beautiful thing. It's just like N-words. This is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Hey, man. So we are tonight. If in case you guys can't tell or don't follow us on the socials, we are doing the Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly classic. I think it's fair to call it a classic at this point. It was directed by Adam McKay. The great Adam McKay.
I mean,
a film by Adam McKay. Apatow production. This is
what you got Adam McKay, Apatow, Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
John C. Let me not John C. Reilly. Let me not shade my main John C. Reilly as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
in the height of their powers. In the height of their powers.
Yeah. I mean, and Adam McKay has also given us a lot, but for me personally, he's given us for me from an HBO perspective, Veep. Which I mean, if you know me, Selena Meyer. Selena Meyer is very, very important to me, as are all the characters in Veep. But he's given us Veep and just to show his range. He and Will Ferrell also have given us Succession.
The wonderful.
Just to show the range. But you look Adam McKay up, and Apatow, the score in Apatow, you know that already. So they ran the aughts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely, man. So 2008's Step Brothers. Joe, first of all, as we do, I need to know where were you? What was the chronology for you as far as this film is concerned? What was it like for Joe?
So, man, I got season tickets to thank you. I got season tickets to Will Ferrell. I'm there with everything. I first knew obviously John C. Reilly. We've never discussed him, but he's been discussed on our podcast before. Obviously from his probably his breakout, I would say, in Boogie Nights. His breakout work in Boogie Nights. However, I first really paid attention to him in the movie called The Anniversary Party. That came out in 2000 or 2001. I can't remember exactly the year. It was 2000, 2001. You look that up, but he did some fine work there in The Anniversary Party. And so I knew he did comedy, but I was like, oh, okay, I don't know. But with Ferrell, like, who's going to be the straight man in this? Like, who's going to outdo who? So the ads were just like behind me. It's pictures of them, making fun of what parents do with children when they go to like Olin Mills or JCPenney or Sears, and take that picture, right? And so it was intriguing. It's a Will Ferrell movie. Like at that point, we weren't missing them, So if it's a Will Ferrell movie, now I did not see this in the theater.
Okay.
And I don't know what date was it released?
Let's see.
I meant to look that up, and
it was released on July 25th, 2008. Okay. So it was a summer film.
So I can tell you what. Yeah, I was moving from Washington D.C. to Athens, Georgia, and which is exactly why I didn't see that movie. So I think the last movie I saw when I was living in Washington was Sex and the City. In fact, I know that was the last movie I saw. It was Sex and the City, and gosh, the memories. I don't know how I remember these things, but I know it was Sex and the City. So I watched it. I got it on either a Blockbuster video kiosk or a Redbox at a Kroger in Athens that was a mile or two from the University of Georgia. Right up
number one team in the country.
I threw it up. I threw it up. I was waiting for you to throw it down. So I rented it one night and brought it back to the crib and watched it and laughed hilariously. I did not want to bring it back, but at Redbox we hit you get hit with those fees, right? So and they already have my card on file. So I remember it being absolutely hilarious, but I saw it in the confines of my dinky rinky-dinky little apartment at University Apartments in Athens. Where'd you first see it?
So as you did, I also had Will Ferrell season tickets. I get confused about the chronology a lot as to when this partnership specifically between Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly started. It actually started in the previous film they did together, Talladega Nights. So Talladega Nights had me, shake and bake. I was all in just from that alone. I also had long-standing season tickets to Will Ferrell. John C. Reilly prior to Talladega Nights for me, I had him associated with the Martin Scorsese films, Aviator, Gangs of New York, all these kind of things, and of course Boogie Nights. But beyond Boogie Nights was unintentional comedy to me. This is Shake and Bake. Talladega Nights was the first time I really, really appreciated him as a comedian. I had not seen his stuff on Tim and Eric to that point, and now I know that stuff was also out there and was hilarious. Steve Rule. If you've never seen that stuff, it's surreal, and a lot of people don't like that. And I want to get back to that point a little later because these two guys both are kind of polarizing, and I didn't realize until I started talking about this movie with some other people. But nonetheless, I digress. I saw this movie. I was anticipating it. I saw it in the movie theater the day it came out, and I literally this and Borat are the only two movies that I can recall that I literally laughed so hard that I fell out of my seat and was quite literally rolling in the aisles laughing. This is one of the top 3 funniest movies. I guess I'm stepping on our rankings a little bit, but this is one of the top 3 funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. To this day, I get excited just thinking about watching the movie. I start laughing and thinking about different points. But when it came out, I was all in. I was not disappointed at all. As a matter of fact, it exceeded my already very lofty, very high expectations. I just loved it, man.
Thank you for sharing that. I wanted to say also that I thought John C. Reilly I forgot about Gangs of New York. I don't know how I did. I thought he was outstanding in Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
And he had the right tone, I thought, for the stereotypical Irish police officer, at the turn of not the turn of the century, 170 years ago now. But he had the very stereotypical brogue accent, and I mean he had it all down, man. And I thought it was he was great in that film. So I forgot about that. And then he was an Aviator, and I completely forgot about that until you said it. There was so much going on in that movie that I completely forgot about. Forgot about that. But I also wanted to say that one thing I forgot was, so my apartment at University Apartments, I was on the ground floor, and there was nobody lived next to me.
Okay.
And so I was on the ground floor, and I was on the end apartment, and so I could laugh as loud as I wanted, and no one lived above me either, like directly above me. I could live as loud as I wanted. I mean, I could laugh as loud as I wanted, and I didn't have to, no one would hear me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
which I guess is good and bad, because if someone had been into my apartment, that would have been it. It would have been over, because it was kind of remote. But nonetheless, I remember laughing hysterically, and even when I did the rewatch, the other day, I was laughing. I was still laughing hysterically, and I had to laugh into a pillow because it was late at night when I was. Actually, we got off the phone and I watched it that night. We decided to do this to do this movie, and I watched it that night. I probably started at like 1 in the morning, and I was laughing like crazy. And I was like, man, do I want to finish this? I was like, okay, gosh, let's just go because I know where this is going. So yeah, absolutely.
All right, so Joe, what were the little things that in this movie, man, that you appreciated, or little things? Talk about that for me.
I think it's the similarities that they have, and by saying similarities, that Reilly and Ferrell, that their characters have, there's just little quirky things that I guess are character traits of someone who would be 40 plus, living with your parent, with no job. And I thought that they kept it. They didn't make it campy or cheesy.
Yeah.
They made it like, this is just who this person is.
Yeah.
And I thought, to me, those little things, they kept popping up, like the T-shirts John C. Reilly wore, or the references to certain things that they didn't really have to explain. They were each other's tribe. Yeah. Without ever having met each other. And the thing I was trying to look up, the line I was trying to look up was, I will ride into the mists of Avalon with you. And and let me tell you something. It's kind of like being a Wilbury. Like, either you are my tribe or you're not my tribe. Like, you are a traveling Wilbury or you're not.
Yes.
And,
yes.
Hey. You don't. Hey. And either, and I mean, you can't lobby to be a traveling Wilbury. Either you are or you're not.
Right.
And so that, by saying I would ride into the mists of Avalon with you, where is Avalon? I don't know, but it was probably some mystical game like Dungeons and Dragons, or whatever that fake game from Parks and Recreation that they used to play, or whatever. They had an understanding, like, I got your back. And I love the authenticity of those little things. And so to me, I thought those were cool. Also, the last thing I want to say is, I thought about little things, is just the childlike nature of each of them.
Yes.
It was singular. Their childlike nature was unique to each character, but they both had it, and it would appear at specific times. And I thought that was very true to character, and it made for a hilarious film. And when he says Mr. Gardaki, I mean, he calls Chris Gardaki
Mr.
Gardaki. And but the fear, the fear that they had, like a little child.
Yeah.
It's like they had stopped developing after a certain point. And I mean, you're the scientist here, so I mean, I know there's probably some terms for this, but it was just really interesting.
Arrested Development comes to mind. Yes. That's definitely
This is Arrested Development.
Awesome,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
A great show.
Oh no! Oh boy! Okay, go ahead.
Hey. So, you actually hit on one of them for me. The child, like, I really appreciated how they basically did not shy away from any of the tropes of child, like of a man child. Like, both of these guys, between the two of them, like, Brendan was a little bit shyer, and Dale was definitely the more outspoken and kind of like, immature in that way. But both of them had that immaturity between the two covered. So there's that. The dynamic between them and Derek, it's just, and when they introduce my main man, oh man, what is the guy's name that I love him, man, and I'm blanking on him. You know who I'm talking about, the guy from he's in Mad TV.
Oh yeah.
Rob Riggle. Rob Riggle. My man
Rob Riggle. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, exactly. Every time. So like, he and Derek's dynamic was also pretty childish, but they were like more teenage. And they also had Arrested Development. They were stuck in the teenage glory years, right. And that juxtaposition of these two that are extremely immature. And I would argue those two being extremely immature, and that dynamic there was great. Just so many different character actors in this film, and I think that's what, besides the star power Will Ferrell, and you could argue star power John C. Reilly one way or the other, at least the recognition, but like all the other different character actors that are in this film that just are they chew the scene up when they're there. Like our favorite, we love Richard Jenkins.
Love him. We'll talk about him. He's a little later. Yeah, love him.
Mary Steenburgen.
God bless her.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Catherine Hahn, and
she's just great.
Great, man. Yeah. The moments with Horatio Sands and Seth Rogen's brief appearance, and Ken Jeong is in it. It's like again, these character actors are there, and they have their moments. And it's such a well-made film, a well-made comedy, and this is one of the instances of a comedy I thought really should have gotten some recognition from awards. And there needs to be, if they're not going to nominate films for comedy, then they need to have their own separate recognition for comedies, because this one really had it all.
I'm tired. I'm tired of it. It's 2021, and we're going to 2022. Some of the finest films ever made are comedies. Yeah. It makes no sense why there's not a mainstream, to your point. It makes no sense why there's not a mainstream. The Golden Globes does it, but it is what it is. But I'm just saying, it makes or the Golden Globes opens the door to it. Sure. To the possibility. Sure. And, the Film Critic Awards, if you really did a great job in a comedy, they just might, throw you something. Kevin Kline, it happened once.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But it was a very big, deal. Yeah. And that was for a role in a film that's whatever. But I'm saying all that to say that, to your point, I think it's silly at this point that we don't have something huge and beautiful to celebrate comedy. Like, we need comedies. Yeah. How do we not have something to celebrate comedies?
Right. And some of our best.
It doesn't make sense. Now, will there be 50 films that we can nominate? That might be the problem. Yeah. So if that's not the case, so just treat it like the animated feature. Yeah. Just add one more category to the Oscars. Yeah. And throw them in there. Yeah. I mean, they do it in TV.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you can't add the comedy. And it's not like we're the first ones to, take the idea, the fruit off the idea tree. I do believe this has been, batted around. I just think it's time, man. It's old. It's old. Like, it gets old.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be like, the art house comedy, like something like this.
But it can be.
It can be.
It can be. So it can be the serious guy who comes back and does. I mean, like, John C. Reilly is an actor.
Yeah.
Okay. So he can act up and down the spectrum. So is Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
We have seen. Yeah. In fact, his latest film is a drama.
Yeah.
So it's far more serious stuff. I'm saying to say, it's like, huh? What?
Yeah. One of the actors that is considered to be, Denzel and Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks started out in comedy, like
thank gosh, bosom buddies.
Yeah. And
Splash.
Yeah.
I was thinking TV. I'm sorry. I was thinking
but you're right.
I mean, Joe versus the Volcano. All those movies, big. All those movies were I mean, everything was a comedy until, like, Forrest. It was like,
Yeah.
And then of course, as Andy, and then Philadelphia is not a comedy.
Not a comedy.
And that's when he turned the corner.
Yeah.
But when he needs to, he can still give you that, or he could.
Absolutely.
At a time.
Absolutely.
And he could at a time. He could.
Absolutely. So moving along to the Brad Sham unsung hero. It was Brad Sham, right?
It is.
You thought I forgot.
No, I didn't know. Brad Sham, man. The Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Hall of Famer, Brad Sham. Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys.
Thank you. Two M's from Brad Sham there. Two M's for Brad Sham.
Double dose of that. Whatever it is. Yeah, man. So who was your unsung hero, Joe?
It's tough. I'm going with Kathryn Hahn.
Okay.
And
great choice. Excellent choice.
Thank you. Because she, in a film, when you think like, okay, I can't see anything more, like nothing else will be surprising to me, or I'm already at my like laugh plateau here. Like what else can they do? Because I'm looking for them for the funny. Yeah. And then Derek shows up, and it's like, okay, I can see where this now they have an enemy, a common enemy. Yes. Other than leaving the house. Yeah. And other than maturity. Yeah. Then she comes in and just throws a wrench, and it's only between her and Dale. Dale. It's only between her and Dale. Yeah. And so it's like no one else knows it. Yeah. But except for us, like it's like her, Dale, and the three of us. Yes. We're us, the audience. Yes. And so to me, those little points when she comes in, I mean, when she says "Stay golden, pony boy" and slaps him, on the butt, I was just like, man, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. I mean, she did it effortlessly. Yeah. And you could tell from the beginning, from her first time we see her, she has utter disdain for her family. Yeah. And rightly so. And rightfully so. Not just her husband, her family. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so to me, I thought that she picked her points well. Yeah. And she knocked it, and she killed it every time she's on the screen. Yeah. Absolutely. How about you? So I'm staying in the family, staying in that nuclear family. I'm saying Derek, my man Adam Scott as Derek. He just he. I know so many Dereks. Especially being in the film of the field of medicine. There are quite a few orthopedic surgeons and radiologists and anesthesiologists who are Dereks, who are just smarmy. You don't like the cut of their jib. They are perfectionists and are putting their families through torture, making them sing these songs. Sweet Child. And every time I sing Sweet Child of Mine, by the way, now I do it in the fashion of Derek Huff's family, Yeah. So, but Derek was just, he was just. Thank you for saying Derek Huff, by the way. You were saying his full name. Yeah. The one they call Derek. The one they call. Hey, shout out to my man Daryl Hall, because that was his favorite line, I believe, is the one they call Derek. The one they call Derek. Man, when he like he's trying to sell the house, and says the little shit to them, like under his breath, he says it quite loud, but obviously the parents see him with rose-colored glasses, so they don't address it, and he's the favorite and all this kind of thing. And he's just such a jerk. He's such a dick. And the whole, Brandon has a mangina thing, like inspired. And I knew so many kids like that, the parents just loved them because they were funny, and it didn't matter. They were making fun of some other kid and ruining their self-esteem. It was, this funny kid is just, he's the life of the party. And they grow up to be successful. Whatever. What did Derek do? What was the Catalina Wine Mixer all about? Was he selling helicopters? He sells helicopters, but he got his real estate license on the side. That's right. So they grow up to be quite successful. Also, the gift. Yeah, man. Down the street. The gift. The gift. Yeah. What does that even mean? What is that? Let me ask a question. Like what do you care that Frank Gifford lived down the street? Like, what does that do for you?
It gives me a warning that Kathy Lee also lives up the street. So
yeah, I did. The GIF used to live around the street. Oh yeah, Frank Gifford, the GIF. When he said the GIF, like who calls Frank Gifford that? But anyway, I just love Derek was he. Hey, look, he was outstanding in this as the ultimate prick, as the ultimate prick.
Yes, yeah. So Derek is.
I hate they made fun of Keels though. Like it really angered me that they made fun of Keels in a very serious Keels moment in my life. Like when everything was Keels, everything for the men's series, everything was like a blue bottle of Keels.
Hey, that
Keels at that point.
That Keels get you right, man. Your skin will be.
It will.
You know,
luminous.
They have the white coats like a doctor. You know what I mean? You go into Keels.
Oh yeah, they're not playing around. Well, yeah. Yes, yes. The original on Seventh Avenue. I think it is an apothecary. It was an apothecary.
An apothecary. I love it.
It was an apothecary.
I love it. Joe, all right. So I'm gonna tell you my favorite scene in the film.
Please.
And
I'm waiting.
I've been going back and forth between two scenes, and I hope that the other scene is yours. If not, I'll mention it later. But for me, I was talking about this earlier today. It's the scene where Dale and his father are preparing the house for Brennan and his mom. And Dale says to his father, and hold on, I had to pull the exact quote up, Joe, because it's so great. Dale says to his father, I got a scenario for you, Dad.
he's just trying to eat his cereal.
He's just trying to eat his cereal.
Yes.
And he says, I have a scenario for you. I'm coming out of the shower. Let's say Nancy sees me coming out of the shower. And I got a luscious hair from my chest pubes down to my ball fro. Right. And right. Nancy decides, hey, I've had the old bull. Now it's time to have the young calf. And so she grabs me by my wiener. He's like, shut the fuck up. That scene there, no matter what, I die laughing. I had to pause the movie actually. And I am a person who hates a rewinder. One of my best friends, Euless Moore. I love Euless. Shout out Euless. Is a chronic rewinder / pauser. And it's nerve-wracking, but I will do it for that scene. I will watch that scene over and over. I will watch it at work and put it on a loop. And my residents will come in and they, if I need a pick-me-up, that is the scene. So that's
I just want to say this, inspired choice. Doesn't surprise me one bit. I love before he says that.
Okay.
When he's at the same breakfast.
Okay.
And he says, "Yeah, we're guys." He puts down the list of things that they supposedly do, and he think it's cool as a fan. Deadpan looks at him and says, "We've literally never done any of those." I mean, he basically, I don't know the actual line, but he says, "We literally have never done any of those things." And when he says it sets up beautifully the scene that you just stated, and then he just blows up. Shut the fuck up! Just loses it.
We make beef jerky.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Oh man.
Yeah. So. Oh, did you have another scene?
No. I mean, it's totally dependent on what scene you name, because I definitely need to talk about this other scene if you don't talk about
it. So this is difficult for me. So when I say what is my favorite scene to watch, obviously there's so many hilarious scenes in this film.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't get it, and I'm in season 3. I'm working on succinctness, which is not helping as I say that right now. I'm working at arriving to my point and providing as much information as possible.
Hey man, you land the plane however you need to land it, Joe.
I know, but we want to do it safely. all wheels down. Okay. So having said that, personally, I love Derek's birthday party.
Yes.
Because the emotions that they have when they introduce Prestige Worldwide, right? He said putting in the man hours to solve the problems. Whatever he said, like they've worked on this.
Yeah,
they've worked on this, Calvin.
Yes,
and they have come to some.
They've rehearsed this harder than anything they've ever rehearsed.
Putting a lot of effort for guys who don't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, putting a lot of effort into this, and I just love that scene. And then of course it gets to the video where the Mina, the pizza, the Santa Maria, and I'm not gonna go over that, but I mean, look, like the video for the song, a brilliant scene, high production value. They're laughing. Derek's laughing like, "Oh, this is great."
Yeah,
and to see Richard Jenkins again just destroyed. Yeah, just absolutely destroyed. And then I know it's not the same scene, but the car ride home, he's like, "And I really feel that you're giving negative vibes right now." And then he says, "Are you going to write a check to Prestige Worldwide or what?" No, I just love that scene. I just love that scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your second scene?
So my other one is it's kind of a conglomeration of two scenes, but when they're walking home from the disastrous job interview. And Brennan is not familiar with the detour that must be taken.
Which was a very LA, which is a very it was a very West LA conversation.
Yeah,
like the streets.
Like, what time is it? It's 2:00. Oh, we have to go this way.
Yeah. We just go down Fairfax. No. We're not doing that.
Not right now. Not right now. Because Mr. Gardaki is there. and that entire scene of them getting their asses kicked by the kids and being forced to lick dog white poop. White dog poop. Sorry. Lick
which
dog poop.
if you've grown up in America.
Oh, you've seen it and you know it.
If you've grown up in America and you've played in a park or a front yard. And when I say America, I'm not talking about this today where everybody has bags. Where a dog lived outside. Okay. And I might ruffle some feathers by saying this, but back when dogs lived outside,
right?
Because they're not humans.
Yeah, they're not.
Dogs lived outside, and you knew you would run into a white, usually very hard as a rock, a white piece of dog excrement outside. It was not uncommon.
No.
So when they put that is a shared childhood trauma. When they put that, don't let it be moist. Then you're really out there bad. But if it's white, it's dry. If it's white, it's dry. But still, when they put that in the film, I thought that was absolutely brilliant.
And
absolutely great.
And then they get home to the horrible news that they're selling the house. And Brennan says, "This is bullshit. I got a belly full of white dog crap, and now you lay this shit on me."
The meltdowns, as one could expect, the meltdowns are epic. The blow-ups are epic.
The blow-ups. One more.
Go, please, go ahead.
So the build up to the drums and the music that plays that foreboding. Yeah. And so, Brennan finally gets he finally just is overcome with whatever that feeling is that he has to do it and does it. And he's lying on the couch and he's sweating and Dale comes in. He's like, "Why are you sweating?" "I was watching Cops." And he deduces that he has played with his drum set and then he puts his nutsack on the drum set. Fantastic. I mean, again, so it's crude and so fun.
Yeah, so there were no rules. There were no rules in the aughts, baby.
Yeah, no.
This is the time of Entourage.
Yes.
This is Tony Soprano was gone.
Yeah.
But he opened the door. This is the time of the Sopranos. This is the time of the Apatow. What's the other guy? Todd.
Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips. Their reign. About 2010, 2012. This was their reign, and so there were no rules.
Yeah,
and there was always there was always a version of things that was, you know, what was it? Another DVD, another version of the DVD.
Yeah. The unrated, the extended version, like, you know, like this, man. You know, you probably can't see it here, but
no, I can see it. I can see it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. They had to have those deleted scenes, and I can't recall if the deleted scenes really added very much to this particular one, but they were still worthy of watching, and you know, incredible, just incredible, man. So, like, do you have any other scenes that stand out to you?
I mean, the entire Catalina Wine Mixer, I thought was just it's epic. It's like it's a coda to the film. It's like another, like a mini movie in and of itself, because so much is going on and so much is happening there, and they put a lot of thought and effort into the Catalina Wine Mixer. So it's not a scene, but I mean, you could say with their conversation, where they're like, that was a funny thing, you know.
They're mature, right.
Actually, I have a montage. It's not a scene, but like I said, it's a montage when they were living on their own, and they were going through the struggles of living on their own, and
ran out of toilet paper,
and then when he buys it, he goes, yeah, you know, he does a fist in the air. That's big. And so I love that. And then, you know, they're working up, they're going through the thing, or John C. or Dale is reading, and then he like takes the reading glasses off, and it's like 8:45 when he's going to bed. You know what I mean? Like that's stuff. I thought that was great. I thought that montage was strong. It gave us an understanding of, hey, they're trying and it's really working out. But then they get together, and at the Catalina Wine Mixer, and all the magic happens there. All that magic. And I want to shout out my main man Matt Walsh, known to many as who is an Apatow alum, but also an Adam McKay alum. So if you've ever, and Todd, we just
Todd
mentioned
Phillips,
Todd Phillips, he said this great line in Road Trip. It's like, you think it was a murder here? He's like, what? It's a feeling. It's just a feeling. But he's Mike McClintock in Veep. And if you've ever seen an episode of Veep, good gosh, I mean, nobody can be more hapless. But he's in one. He's the one antagonizing the Billy Joel, the Horatio Sands.
Oh, he's the one that keeps asking, we didn't start the fire.
We didn't start the fire. There's a stranger. Right? He keeps wanting to hear certain songs. And as only Matt Walsh can, just doing it perfectly. One day at work. But Catalina Wine Mixer, man, it's all over the place and beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful.
Well, I mean, even the scene behind me, man.
Yeah, of course. That's part of Catalina Wine Mixer.
Yeah. I came 500 miles to give you my seed. Lumberjack.
I mean, it's just amazing.
It is. It is
amazing.
It is. The movie.
And he said, "You're an enabler, and you are a keeper."
Yeah, exactly. And she does show up at dinner. She was
there.
Yeah. So moving along, societal impact. I think this had a humongous societal impact, man. This is the most quotable movie, I think, of the aughts, easily.
So I'm in a binge.
Okay.
I'm always in a binge of Billions right now.
That's good.
I'm on season 4. Yeah, 1 through 4 are on. Thank you. 1 through 4 are on Prime, and all they do is quote movies. I got. I mean, that's and the fact that their currency, because they all make money.
Yeah.
So, but their social currency,
yes,
is and their social standing is based on understanding of pop culture and films, and not having to explain why you know what this means and what that means.
Yes.
And oddly, they never. I think they might have said Catalina Wine Mixer once. But they don't quote this film, and I think it's kind of weird or crazy that they don't, because there's so many references to films that we have discussed, television shows we have discussed, but this is the one they don't. And this is a hip hop quote. Every word I say should be a hip hop quotable. Every line.
Yes. Thank you, Pops.
No problem. This is also 25 years old. That song is also 25 years old. Every line, stay with me. There's some great lines for this film.
Yeah.
And I think you asked me who my unsung hero is. I mean, I know you kind of led the witness on this, but I think the writing is.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
I love
it's probably it's a little bit of a cop out, but because it's a comedy. But I really do think the writing is the unsung hero.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like to your point, man, I can say boats and hoes to people of our generation. Like, the fucking Catalina Wine Mixer, like any of these things, it's movie quality, like all these things, man. And like people just know instantly. And I was.
Did we just become friends? Become friends?
Yes. One of the greatest gifts. Like, this is a gift movie. Like, I mean, there are some amazing gifts from this film.
We come to fuck shit up. We came here to fuck shit up. I mean, that's one of the greatest gifts. It is. Go ahead.
It is. And the sleepwalking scenes, like, I mean, it's so great. But I was commiserating with a friend of mine, Jeff Sheehan, a fellow MD. He's a pulmonologist, pulmonology critical care. It's tough times for these guys. They're working really hard. But one of the things we were commiserating on was the fact that, like, none of the nursing staff or anybody, like, can really relate to the pop culture things that he mentions. And we were talking about, like, how on rounds, because we went to we were in a residency program that was, a majority of our colleagues were foreign medical graduates, which is no slight to them, but they were not in the pop culture zeitgeist, so they didn't get it. And one of our fellow attendings, one of our attendings that taught us, Dr. King, had the He-Man theme song as his ringtone on his phone. and Sheehan and I both looked at each other and erupted in rounds. And King was like, yes, finally somebody gets it. You know what I mean? And like, like moments like this and movies like this bond us in a way that, this is how adult friendships actually are formed in a lot of ways, and on Billions. I'm sure that, like, what puts you into the in crowd, what puts you into the inner circle is your ability to relate to these moments, these films, these things like this. You know what I mean? And it just makes you, I mean, you know how you kind of like tell people like their black cards to vote for not knowing certain things and things like that. Of
course.
But like, I mean, it goes deeper for people of our ilk that really enjoy pop culture. And, when you make a reference and you're just hoping that somebody understands that reference that you've made, you know what I mean?
Hoping.
And when they do, and you find your tribe, as like when we were looking for the background photos for this podcast tonight, and you said, this is my tribe. Somebody's thinking exactly like how you thought. Yes. And it again, it's amazing how much pop culture is so vitally important to our well-being. And when people poo-poo on it and like, don't give it its due and make it seem as though, it's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. It's the respite that you absolutely need in a world that is full of stress. You know what I mean? Like, yes, there's so much stress out here. And if you cannot for a moment take yourself out of that stress and just be absorbed in something that is completely farcical, nonsensical, exactly, wearing tuxedos to an interview, like this is the ridiculousness of it, and the suspension of disbelief, and just being immersed in something that is just truly meant to get to the core of what is funny to you. You know what I mean? Like that's what, to me, that's what life's about. So anyway, I digress.
Brilliant. No, you're not digressing at all. I couldn't agree more. And it's interesting. I couldn't agree more, but you said it beautifully. So I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet.
So it's been a while since we've done this, man. What am I missing? What categories shall we discuss?
Was there anything you didn't like about the film?
It wasn't long enough. Well, I don't know. Well, let me think.
It was long enough. It was
definitely long enough. It was definitely long enough. I think the montage of when they were selling the house, and the crazy things that happened there probably went on a little too long. They probably had one too many scenes of I think one scene of the sleepwalking was enough. for me. We kind of get
it. I didn't need two sleepwalkies.
Yeah. But I'm nitpicking because I can still get through those things and it's still quite funny. But I think that those probably are, that in particular, the selling of the house and like, somebody murdered here and,
Act two.
Yeah.
Act two
is drawn out, as they would say.
Yeah.
That's it had an act two problem. But other than that, no, I don't have any. What about you?
I agree. I thought like we get it. Like we trust you guys. You've made us laugh. You're continuing to make us laugh. And that part, maybe two of the things were fine. I think that the Klansman and the Nazi, I thought that was jarring. Having them dead at the beginning, having one of them dead. I guess it was Brennan who was dead. Then he blinked.
Yeah.
If you watch it again, he blinks. He's sitting there supposedly dead. I mean, I thought that was enough to be like, hey, we got him. We're gonna make this very difficult. I thought that was enough. Then when they were going at it back and forth, I thought that was a little bit. That probably went on one or two more too long as well. Yeah. But other than that, I also didn't find it believable when they were like trying to kill each other in the night. For the household, no one would hear it.
Yeah. No, that was
when they had they clearly had neighbors all around. Like no one would hear that and come over like, hey, what's the problem here?
Yeah, but, right. Hey, what's the problem here?
Yeah.
The gift.
The gift, right? Yeah, the gift's just down the street there. But that's it for me. Other than that, no, this film is it's untouchable to me. It's superior.
Yeah,
to me.
The music. I mean, obviously, like we talked a little bit about the scene where they're singing "Sweet Child of Mine." The opera song. What is the opera song called? Tivo
Conte Partero. Did he sing?
Yes.
It's Conte Partero. Yes.
Okay.
But that made famous in modern times by Bocelli.
Yes.
Which is time to say goodbye. Time to say goodbye.
Yes.
So which is also, that was in Sopranos.
It was all through season 3. Season 3 was yes. It kind of bookended that season. But it wasn't like our typical movie that we talk about. There's a lot of
no. I mean, I thought that the music wasn't. It wasn't. No.
Yeah.
But I do want to give a huge shout out though to Will Ferrell, because he was becoming this mythical figure in film, and he still made every role. You go to see it because it's Will Ferrell, but then you're seeing Brennan Huff. Yeah. And then you go to see Talladega Nights, but you're seeing Ricky Bobby. Yeah. So shout out to Will Ferrell for choosing roles and then killing it individually as that character in that space. Yeah. And then having the presence of mind, not to go for a sequel. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's let it be a finite thing.
Absolutely. Let's
just leave it alone there. Let's just leave it alone there. And let the legend grow on its own. It doesn't. I don't need 3 of these or 4 of these. I could go do 2 or 3 of these and be cash cows. We could do the TV show. Because Step Brothers could definitely been a TV show. Which I guess goes to our next thing. But it furthers the discussion. But I do think that I think he did a great job of showing the lack of confidence and yet the courage, and particularly in that last scene when he sang, man. Yeah. I mean, he went up there and did it all, gave it his all, and it was horrible singing, but it was good enough.
He's the voice of our generation.
He is the voice of our generation.
He's a songbird of our generation.
I've been called the songbird of our generation by those who know me. Another one of my favorite lines in that film was, "I know Johnny Hopkins." And Johnny Hopkins.
Oh, yes.
And Sloan Kettering.
Yeah.
Sloan Kettering. She's like, you don't know anyone named Johnny Hopkins.
It's so funny, man.
Like,
this is a house of learned doctors.
Sloan Kettering. Which sounds like a person.
It does. Man. It does. Joe, this film. If you've listened to this point, and haven't seen it, let's talk about real quick, actually, how polarizing Will Ferrell. I had no idea.
Oh, go ahead. I'm unaware of this. What you're saying? Please go ahead.
There are people out here that just don't like Will Ferrell and won't watch any of his movies. And I don't get it.
Obviously, the majority of us feel differently.
So. Yeah. I mean,
forget them.
Box office. But and then you ask them, well, have you seen Anchorman? Have you seen, have you seen Talladega Nights? And it's your point, like the fact that we call these movies after his characters, like there was a meme. I don't know if you've seen this meme going around on Instagram about how Scoop has been posting this in his stories. The name that Black people call the movie instead of calling it, for instance, Nightmare on Elm Street, call it Freddy.
Freddy Krueger. Freddy.
You call him Friday 13th Jason. We do that with Will Ferrell movies. Oh, Ricky Bobby, Ron Burgundy.
Why not?
He's if you haven't seen it, you don't have any basis to really. I don't understand it. I mean, maybe
who are you talking to? Where is this? Who are these?
That is a great question. Maybe I should reconsider some of these people I'm talking to.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, man.
I personally, I haven't run into that, but I only talk about this stuff with you. So, or my brother, and we I mean, he's in our pantheon of, he's untouchable.
Yeah.
Ferrell is he's an animal. He's a life force.
He's a golden god. He's a golden god.
He is. Lowercase G's on both. And so Ferrell is one you don't know. I mean, does he stumble? Yeah, he made that movie with Kevin Hart about jail.
Yeah.
He made that.
Yeah.
But everybody got to get payday every now and then. But he's but that's fine.
Yeah.
But overall, when you're up 95%, 97%,
all right, you gonna miss a shot here.
Good. Yeah. But you're good. So most of the time when you shoot, it's gonna score. So he's got enough credit in my mind. Yeah. But if people don't like, people like what they like. So
that's true. That's true.
Can't make him not.
Yeah. You're right. All right. So Joe.
Yes, sir.
Season 3 has begun. We are.
Yes, we did it. We did it.
We did it. Where are we going next? What's next?
I don't know, man. We just have to tell the people. I don't know. We got to talk about that one offline.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know, God. I don't know. I don't really know. All right. Fair enough. Well, we got things to celebrate.
Oh, I'm shocked it took this long. Oh, I wanted to say one other thing about Dale and Brennan. Societal. You and I are members of an organization on campus. It has its origins at Morehouse College, and many moons ago, not that many moons ago, people receive nicknames who are members of that. Yes. There are two guys that are known as Dale and Brennan, and because of their actions, and I cannot wait to spend time with both of them, and because they are Dale and Brennan. Yeah. So I just want to say that, and if they're ever listening, I'm going to send this one specifically to both of them because I love them so much.
Very windy.
I know one of them. Yeah, I know one of them is partying like crazy because of the news that you were just about to share that the world already knows, but the news you're about to share.
All right, I know it's very passe and frowned upon. I'll be canceled for doing the chop, man. But my Braves, man, my Atlanta Braves, they prior to the season, when we had just come off of, we were not expected to be in the National League Championship Series last year, and we were
kind of like snuck in there, just snuck in.
Yeah, and
luck is a big part of that, though.
It is. It is, and we were unceremoniously booted in a very Atlanta-like fashion, up 3-1, and the specter of seasons past and the moments past definitely was with me all the way up until the 8th inning of Game 6. We're up 7 runs, and I'm still just, too nervous to put on my Hawks jersey. I don't want to jinx anything at all. Even this game is well in hand. If any other fan base were watching it, they would feel fine. But we pulled it out. There ain't no curses. The Atlanta Braves are the champions of the entire world of baseball.
World, Craig.
Not just the neighborhood.
The world, Craig.
The world, Craig. And
top flight.
Shout out to Alex Anthopoulos, who was the greatest GM in my opinion in the history of baseball, to take a floundering team that lost their best player that was, I think, 4 games under 500 at that point, something crazy like that, and turn it around such that they got hot at the right moment. They got hot when it counted.
That's what matters.
I saw a tweet earlier from some disgruntled Astros fans that said, all they do is hit home runs. It reminded me of the old Chris Carter quote.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to
do. All he does is catch touchdowns, right? All they do is, those home runs did it. We did it.
You know what? The beauty of hitting home runs. None of your cheating. None of
ain't no banging on no trash can.
The number one, the beauty of baseball. The simplest part of baseball. It's indisputable. You hit the ball out of the field of play, and within these lines, and over this thing, it is a score.
Yeah.
And no matter what you do, no matter how you try to impair my ability or obstruct my ability to do that, if I hit it in this direction within these lines and over this structure, beyond this amount of feet, it is a home run. So maybe all we do is home runs.
Maybe try not to leave that ball hanging over the plate like that. Maybe try not to pitch those hanging curveballs.
Come on, man.
But I'm so happy for the city of Atlanta. City of Atlanta needed that more than people know. You know what I mean? And I know that there was some discontent about the Braves moving out to the area of town that they moved to, and things like that. But this team really did a lot to unify a lot of those sections and segments of the fan base. It was a really lovable team, a team that multicultural team that you could get behind, man, for real. You know what I mean? And even our white guys like Freddie Freeman, have a little soul in them, And I want to give a huge shout out to your man, the best third base coach in the league.
Yes.
Well-deserved championship. And I know people were pulling for Dusty. And I to an extent, I want Dusty to eventually win.
Sure. I hope he does. I hope he does. Yeah, absolutely.
But Ron Washington, my man Ron Washington, hey man, look. He coached these guys. I mean, there was some great base running in both this series as well as the National League Championship Series that you can directly attribute to Ron Washington. Not only that, but his meticulousness in getting the infield to play to the level they play. He's the infield coach. Yeah. He coaches that. And the Braves
knows baseball, man.
Yeah, man. He's a baseball man, and he deserves this more than anybody. I was pulling for your Rangers, and this. When the Rangers were in the World Series back to back, man, I wanted nothing more than for Ron Washington and to a lesser extent, Derek Hamilton or Josh Hamilton rather, to get a championship for you and for the city of Dallas and for the state of Texas. But
we were greedy. We had one in June that year in 11, and I think 10 was like, wow, we're here, and we were just excited to be there. 11 was like, no, we know what to do. Yeah. And but we had one earlier, and I rarely has that happened where you get to two and one. Rarely. Tampa Bay just did it, but rarely has that happened. But I'm very excited. I'm very happy for Ron, and it's a beautiful exclamation point on a wonderful career. Yeah. And congratulations to the Atlanta Braves and the entire organization. Congratulations to the Aaron family. As well.
Yes. And Hammer and Hank is happy.
Absolutely. Mrs. Aaron, congratulations to Miss Billy Aaron as well.
Yes.
But these Braves were lovable, man. And it kind of reminded me of it got me back just this run got me back into a mindset of like when I was growing up. I mean, baseball was a big deal for me growing up, and back when I read Sports Illustrated every week. You know?
Oh yeah.
And I look back at the MVPs of these World Series, and as I read the names, I'm talking like 80s. As I read the names, I just thought of how many Octobers I sat there with my dad.
Oh yeah.
And I watched the 85 Tigers. My dad's from Kalamazoo, so the Tigers were that was
Kirk Gibson, Jack Morris.
Kirk Gibson, Jack Morris. I mean, but Sparky, you know?
Yeah, Sparky Anderson. Absolutely.
But all the way up then Saberhagen the next year with Kansas City. I mean, and just going through it.
Yeah.
Well, and then in 85, you know, and then he was 84. Then 85 was 84 was Kansas City. 85 was the Tigers. In 86, we already know what happened there, and I was heartbroken by the goddamn fucking Mets. Really, Calvin Schiraldi. I'm not even gonna blame it on Buckner, but really Calvin Schiraldi, sorry ass. But just going through it, and I'm thinking like, man, I mean, because you collected cards.
I got the whole 1986 top set, man.
Exactly. So I just it just really brought me back, and to look at those kids, and my godson Colton. God bless him. He's now Colton is now 6. He just turned 6. And my godson Colton, who's a huge baseball fan. Last year for Christmas, I got him an Acuna jersey, like I'm talking
authentic,
raised letter, raised letter,
stitched, right?
$100 red jersey for Christmas, and he's a huge fan. And to have to explain to him the NLCS last year, man, that was rough stuff, bro.
It hurt.
Ooh, he was like, "What do you mean we ain't playing no more? Like, what are you talking about? We lost? Like, no. There's always another game, right? There's always another game." And for him to be able to live through this run, he had to go to bed that night. But Sage, my daughter Sage, is up watching with me. We watched. Shout out to my baby girl. She's student of the month. Shout out to my baby girl. She's one student of the month in kindergarten, first grade, and second grade.
Sage. Sage is the perfect. God bless her. I love Sage.
Thank you. I love her too. She's upstairs asleep. But the pride of Atlanta Public Schools. Sage Harper Carlos. But she just won. And Atlanta Public Schools has a day off tomorrow. As does Cobb County. As does DeKalb. Decatur schools and DeKalb. Everybody taking off. Yeah, because that big girl from the words of Morehouse, she did. In the words of Morehouse, we done won the game. We done won the game. Yes, we done won the game. So no, man. But congratulations, man. Thank you. I know there's only a few more that can make it sweeter. Well, we're gonna enjoy this one. Yeah. When that great get up morning, when the other two come in, I don't think you'll be able to be control. I don't think you. I mean, I think it'll be probably a tattoo. Of some sort.
It will be commemorated in a for sure.
In an epic fashion. Epic fashion. Yes. I do remember, like I said, in 11 when the Mavericks won, and I just sat there quietly because I was like,
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. Like I never thought it would be. And this one, 95. They tried to put an asterisk on it. Yeah. They try, but you won. I was at Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas. The night you all won, the Braves won in 95.
Yeah.
They showed the score in Cyber Union. They showed the score that you beating the Twins. It was the Twins, right?
No,
it was the Jays.
Indians.
Indians made it even better. Beating the Indians made it even better. Beating the Indians, and everyone went berserk. 17,007 fans went nuts. And the place erupted. Because we were so excited for the Atlanta Braves. So many people watched on TBS growing up. I can't. I mean, it's the Superstation, and shout out to Theodore Turner. And the brilliance of putting his baseball team on the Superstation Much like the people, the Tribune put the Cubbies on GN. Yeah. But we ain't talking about them right now.
No.
But we ain't talking about them right now.
No.
But the shout out to that, because it grew Braves fans.
Yeah. Yeah. Lifelong.
And definitely the South, but definitely all over the country.
Yep. Bonding with grandma, granddad, all these people.
Hey man, summertime in Jackson.
Yeah.
Bro, I watched so many Cubs games, and them day game back when remember the Braves played a day, man. The Braves in Fulton County, the Braves played so many day games.
Yeah.
Back in the summer times.
Yeah.
I know I've watched countless Braves games growing up.
Yeah.
In the summers. So
I mean, it was a big deal. The Cubs were the last team to have lights at the stadium. You know what I mean? Like, we're old enough to remember that. Like, they didn't have lights
at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever time it was going. Carry on.
All right, and that's that
Andre Dawson.
That's that irrevocable tie between the Braves and the Cubs there also, because Harry Carey begat Skip Carey.
Skip Carey.
Yep. Chip Carey. You know what I mean? So
and Chip, yeah. And they all have a little bit of something in their voice. Not as bad as Dad or as Harry.
Yeah.
But Lord of mercy.
Yeah, I missed that. Braves win. Like, that was Skip Carey, man. Yeah.
I remember listening to baseball on the radio. Like that's how important. This got me back. This run actually started really like September. Mm-hmm. I was like, August, September. They made some moves, and I was like, man, they acting like they want to do something. And if I was like going somewhere at night or in the daytime, and I turned to the game, listening to the game, like on the radio, like I did as a kid, like my dad did. Yeah, WBAP 820, listening to the Rangers. Yeah, growing up in the 80s. Good Lord, but listening to baseball on the radio. Yeah. Now it's Sirius XM. I just type in Atlanta Braves and it takes me there. But still, the point being, in crystal clear quality. But the point being, it really has done a lot. So
I need to re-up my Sirius XM, man.
It's there for you. It's there for you.
Indeed.
It's there for you.
Well, Joseph, love you, brother.
Yes, so glad love you too, man. Absolutely, brother.
So glad to be back, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next week with another episode.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. The Open Tabs podcast has returned and we'll be back. And thank you for listening, guys.